Like many of you out there, Lauren also had experiences of childhood trauma. Again, she was brave enough to share her story with me, and I hope it's beneficial to you. So Lauren, can you tell us a little bit about what happened to you growing up and how you coped with that?
Yeah, so I grew up in a home with my mum and dad. My mum, who suffered with mental health issues, something called bipolar, and my dad, who was physically abusive to my mum, but also to me. So he would like grab me by my top and slap me and put me in a cupboard just in case I was naughty. He left when I was 7, but the result of that all happening left me feeling really angry and hurt. And I'd often find myself lashing out and being really scared of men. So even like men walking past in the street, I'd have like a mini panic attack because I'd be so scared of them coming close to me.
So how bad did it actually get for you?
So I got to a point where I was self-harming from the age of 11 till I was 14, and it got to the point where I would cut and it would be like a safety net for me. It was like where I was safe. But that just got worse, and it was like you'd cut and it didn't get the fix that it once got before. And so I got to the point where I literally just was like, I can't take life anymore, I can't do this. So I got to a point where I was so suicidal that I actually went to a bridge and I went to jump. And I didn't.
So something that as therapists we use in this situation, it's called writing an anger letter, and it sounds really strange, but it's where you kind of pen down all your thoughts and all your feelings and all the things that are really getting to you, and you write them all down to the person that you're angry at, but you don't send the letter. A lot of my clients find that it's kind of, dear dad, I'm so angry that you decided to treat me in this way as a child, that kind of thing, and getting it all out. And I always say, write in capitals, cry as you write it, and then when you're done, kind of close the page and go and do something kind for yourself, go and get a bath, that kind of thing. But anyone here that's watching today, if you are feeling angry and you are suffering from any of the things that we're talking about, an anger letter can be really, really beneficial. At the end of the letter, I tend to say, if you draw a line underneath it and say, however, I now choose to, and it's whatever you choose to do with that. It's whether you choose to move on and forget, or you choose to forgive. So forgiveness is a really hard thing to do in a situation where you've been abused by someone and you didn't ask for it and it wasn't something that you wanted out of life. Have you managed to forgive, and if you have, how do you do that?
Yeah, so forgiveness is definitely really hard, and because it's like you want justice to happen, and sometimes if justice hasn't happened, it can be really hard. And in my case, justice didn't happen. But you've got to remember that forgiveness is not saying that it's okay what they've done, and it's not saying, fine, you can treat me however you want, but actually it's freeing yourself. It's letting yourself be free from the anger. And yeah, I do think I have forgiven, and I definitely feel so much more free, like to the point where I can walk down the road and see guys and not be afraid, and I can hug guys that are my friends and not feel nervous or afraid.
Yeah, that's amazing. So how did you kind of recover? Like, how are you the person that you are today? Like, what's changed in you?
What changed for me was when I was younger, when I was 14, my youth group took me along to a gig, and there was a man there, a guy on the stage, and he was a Christian, and he said something that just gave me such a hope. And from that day I never self-harmed, because I knew that God had got a plan for my life, and that just gave me such a hope to continue with my life and not get stuck in a sentence, but actually discover what this, like, I've got a book, my life is a book, like, and discover the whole book instead of staying in one sentence.
Fantastic. Wow, that's so inspirational. Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing your story. That's so encouraging, and I hope that that's been encouraging to any of you out there that have maybe had a similar experience to Lauren. Thank you.